We are kicking off today with NXT, and out of this week's Raw, Seth Rollins had some fiery words for his former Shield brother, Roman Reigns. In his promo, Rollins said that Reigns is a part-timer and that wrestling would be ruined if there were more people like the OTC, but now Roman Reigns has fired back. Taking to Twitter, Reigns shared a video in which he hit back at being labeled a part-timer and said that he was instead a full-time cash cow. Reigns boldly declared that every second I'm breathing, I'm working, and said how the business lives off him, and warned Rollins not to get things confused. After beating Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 38 to unify the WWE and Universal titles, Reigns signed a new deal in 2022 that greatly reduced the number of matches and dates that he works. Nevertheless, Reigns rejects the idea of being a part-timer, and this comment has added another layer of intrigue into his stacked WrestleMania Saturday main event. Do you think Rollins was wrong to brand Reigns as a part-timer, or should the OTC do much more on WWE programming? Share your thoughts down in the comments section below. For Seth Rollins, this Saturday will be his third time headlining WrestleMania after doing just that in 2015 and during night one of last year's event. WrestleMania 40 saw Rollins and Cody Rhodes battle Roman Reigns and The Rock, and despite previously being adversaries, Seth isn't opposed to aligning with the final boss. While speaking on Not Just Football with Cam Hayward, Seth was asked if he'd consider partnering with The Rock just like John Cena did, and declared that, "My soul's always for sale." Rollins explained that whatever he does based on what he feels is the best direction for WWE, and acknowledged he has a history of betraying and forgiving others. He added, "At the end of the day, I've always made decisions based on one thing. Is this going to be the best thing for WWE and the best thing for our business as a whole?" This comment comes at an interesting time given the rumors continue to grow that Rollins could align with Paul Heyman in a move that could shape the result of this Saturday's main event. On Raw, Rollins said that Heyman has a choice whether to grant him a favor or not, and out of the three men in the triple threat, is the only one seemingly willing to let Heyman choose. But what do you think? Would you like to see Rollins along with The Rock partner with Heyman, or should he continue to go it alone in WWE? Let us know in the comments section. Whatever happens this weekend, WrestleMania week is well and truly here, and Las Vegas is making that loud and clear ahead of this weekend's premium live event. According to Fightful Select, Las Vegas is fully embracing WrestleMania, including having the Welcome to Las Vegas sign in the airport play John Cena's theme song. Around the city, fans will spot WrestleMania references all over, including a WWE Championship draped over a statue of Caesar at Caesar's Palace, the home of WrestleMania 9. Signs welcoming fans to WrestleMania can be found under the Lion at the MGM Grand, and there's even a belt on a statue outside of the Omni. WrestleMania and pro wrestling as a whole has descended upon Sin City, but it's now up to WWE to deliver on the hype currently circulating in Las Vegas. Over to NXT now, as the go-home show before Stand and Deliver saw some major developments, including the long-awaited return of Thea Hale. Hale competed against Carmen Petrovic, and while WWE teased a mystery opponent for Petrovic, Hale's return was spotted in a notable production botch. Despite teasing a mystery opponent, WWE flashed up a graphic shortly before the match, making clear that it'd be Hale who would be competing in the match. After that botch, Hale made her surprise return and beat Petrovic in a matter of minutes, earning herself a spot in the Stand and Deliver ladder match. That match will be for the vacant Women's North American Championship, but earning her spot in the match wasn't all Hale did during her return. Backstage, Hale gave her approval for Andre Chase to start a new Chase U group, much to the delight of Uriah Connors and Kale Dixon, who have been trying to convince Chase. Hale is one of the more popular women in NXT, which is why her absence from TV has been so surprising, as her return this week comes after a massive absence. Hale's previous match on TV came at the Great American Bash Night 1 in July 2024, and she would compete just 5 times after that at NXT live events before making her return to TV this week. Taking to Twitter after her return, Hale confidently declared, "Honey, I'm home," and tagged a video from WWE of herself getting close to the Women's North American Championship. The question now is whether Hale can continue this momentum and Stand and Deliver, as there's plenty of fans ready to see the young star finally win gold in WWE NXT. In another ladder match qualifier on this week's NXT, Lola Vice defeated Tatum Paxley to earn her spot in the ladder match in a hard-fought match that went through a commercial break. During this match, Paxley showed more heel tendencies, an interesting move considering that she was feuding with Fatal Influence not too long ago. While this could be the start of a heel turn for Tatum, these actions could just be part of her psychotic character, or even her just going to all lengths to earn a spot in the ladder match. Vice and Hale joined Sol Ruca, Izzy Dame, Zarya, and Kalani Jordynne. And which of these women do you see leaving Stand and Deliver as the next NXT Women's North American Champion? It was pure cinema on NXT when Tony D'Angelo's family battled the DarkState in the parking lot in a segment filled with weapons and brutal moments. There was the classic spot of 2 wrestlers crashing through a wall, and just when it looked like DarkState would stand tall, D'Angelo arrived with a crowbar and delivered a beatdown. The Don shared his anger to Stax that his right-hand man had gone above him by making the challenge last week to the DarkState, further teasing tensions in the Don's family. Later in the show, Corey Graves reflected on the segment and said that, like Stacks, he's had his own bad experiences with bosses, seemingly a nod to his outburst earlier this year. This was a segment that delivered on the expectations of fans, but amid the brawl, it wasn't long until cops showed up and stopped the fight in its tracks. The big twist came when it was revealed that D'Angelo himself had called the cops, but told the DarkState that if they wanted a fight, they'd get one at Stand and Deliver. In what was promoted as the final face-off, Trick Williams, Javon Evans, and NXT champion Obafemi met in the ring ahead of their triple threat match at Stand and Deliver. These three talked about their pasts and their future, with the idea of Obafemi headlining WrestleMania in a few years being brought up, a bold claim for WWE to put out on TV. It's especially bold as nothing can be guaranteed, and fans have seen plenty of names who seemed poised for big things, but for one reason or another, that didn't materialize. After some talking, there was some brawling, and while Javon has been somewhat overlooked in this feud, he was the one left standing tall to end this segment. Not only was the young OG standing tall, but he was holding the NXT Championship, though standing with the title on the go-home show usually means one won't be winning the gold. This segment felt somewhat like the Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, and Io Sky angle, as like Sky, Evans is tired of being overlooked by the two people he'll face this weekend. Did you enjoy the segment, and who do you see leaving NXT Stand and Deliver as the WWE NXT Champion? Give your predictions for this match down in our comments section. When El Grande Americano was introduced to WWE fans, there was plenty of backlash against the character, with many arguing that it made a mockery of Lucha Libre culture. Fans also took issue with the character being billed from the Gulf of America rather than the traditional name of the Gulf of Mexico, and now it appears WWE has backed down. In a fan-recorded video from the latest WWE main event tapings, Americano can be seen making his entrance, and he is now billed as hailing from the Gulf of Mexico. It's interesting that WWE has changed the build location, as following Americano's debut, Fightful reported that the backstage response to the backlash of fans was, "Nobody cares." Somebody must have cared enough, as the location name has been changed, but fans continue to take issue with the character, including the alleged use of AI art for his video package. El Grande Americano will make his WrestleMania debut this weekend against Rey Mysterio, and we'll have to see what kind of response this new masked star gets inside Allegiant Stadium. In late 2024, Bill Goldberg shared that his final match would take place in 2025, but since then, fans have heard little other than the Hall of Famer has been training hard. Now Goldberg has given an update on when fans can expect his match, telling My San Antonio that he expects his in-ring farewell to come at some point prior to the end of 2025. This suggested that Goldberg won't be wrestling until late into this year, and he added that he doesn't know who or where he'll be wrestling for the last time. While many fans had predicted that he'd face Gunther, placing the match in a WWE ring, Wrestling Observer Radio reported in November that such a match had not been locked down. Goldberg also shared last month that he's not medically cleared to wrestle yet, as he's recovering from stem cell treatment to get his body in peak condition for his last match. Goldberg wants to end his career on a high and isn't holding back, but who do you want to see be the final opponent of the former WCW World Heavyweight Champion? Let us know below. More from WrestleMania now, as John Cena could be mere days away from being a 17-time WWE World Champion when he battles Cody Rhodes in the main event of Night 2. Rhodes has proven to be a fighting champion for over a year now, but WWE has given a massive clue that his days as undisputed WWE Champion are coming to an end. In a telling sign of things, Rhodes isn't being advertised for the post-WrestleMania edition of Raw, where one would expect the WWE Champion to make an appearance. John Cena, on the other hand, is being advertised for this show, and this isn't the only sign that it'll be John who leaves Las Vegas as the undisputed WWE Champion. Cena is also being promoted for the Backlash 2025 Premium Live event, another show Rhodes is not being promoted for, and John's first title defense of this new reign could be at this show. The only other person being advertised for Backlash is Randy Orton, leaving fans to speculate that the two legends will battle one last time in Orton's hometown of St. Louis, Missouri. Is John Cena's victory guaranteed for WrestleMania 41, or will Cody Rhodes' reign continue despite what's been suggested? Share your thoughts on this title match below. On last week's SmackDown, Bayley and Lyra Valkyria punched their ticket to WrestleMania 41 by winning a women's tag team gauntlet to earn a shot at the women's tag team titles. Not only did the pair win, but they went through every single other team in the match to do so, but now more has come to light about what WWE had originally planned for this match. Fightful Select reports that quite a bit was omitted from the match, and that the changes to the Gauntlet match had to be made while the match was taking place. A specific reason wasn't given for these changes, though matches have often seen edits made due to time constraints in the past. Whatever the reason, Bayley and Lyra are on their way to Las Vegas, and they hope to bring an end to Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez's title reign on WWE's biggest stage. Back to NXT now, as a match was made for the Stand and Deliver pre-show with a shot at the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships on the line. The ladies of Meta 4 will battle Fatal Influences Fallon Henley and JC Jane, as well as Tatum, Paxley, and Gigi Dolan, but now a fourth team has been added to the match. Roxanne Perez confronted Ava and complained about being left off the Stand and Deliver card, and the NXT GM was willing to give her a spot in this match if she could find a partner. Perez was willing to battle on her own, but when Ava said that wasn't possible, Cora Jade showed up and agreed to team with her former friend/enemy. Whoever wins this Contenders match won't have to wait long for their title opportunity, as it was confirmed that the title match will come on the first NXT after WrestleMania 41. Depending on how things land, fans could soon see Roxanne and Libre Valkyria rekindle their feud a year removed from Perez winning the NXT Women's Gold from the Valkyrie. This could even be the start of Perez's NXT exit, as winning the women's tag team titles would likely see her move to the main roster, and we'll find out what's to come on the Stand and Deliver pre-show. Ethan Page, Eddie Thorpe, Lexis King, and Wesley battled on NXT for a shot at the NXT North American Championship and a match with Ricky Saints at Stand and Deliver. With Saints watching at ringside, all four men held nothing back, but in the end it was Page who got the win after hitting Twisted Win on King to earn a title shot. Page cut a promo after the match but ate a spear by Saints, payback for all ego shoving Eddie Thorpe into the North American champion during the bout. This victory wasn't a massive surprise, as Page has been feuding with Saints, and fans can expect these two to deliver when given the opportunity at Stand and Deliver. It's noteworthy that Page pinned King, the NXT Heritage Cup champion, in a move that could possibly put All Ego in line for a shot at the Cup, in addition to his North American title match. There was a notable production botch this week on NXT as Evolve general manager Sophie Turner was seen speaking to Kelly Armstrong. Now, fans who watch Evolve or who have been watching NXT know that the Evolve GM's name is Stevie Turner, and this nameplate was an embarrassing botch to see by the production staff. For reference, Sophie Turner, the actress known for her role as Sansa Stark on Game of Thrones, wasn't on this week's NXT, and we hope the production team are much more careful next time. All four women in the Fatal 4-Way for the NXT Women's title were spotlighted during this week's show, as the four spoke about their accomplishments and journeys to this match. Jordynne Grace had perhaps the most compelling story in this video package, as WWE went deep into her life from being a fan to trying to make it as a somebody in the wrestling world. But who do you see leaving Stand and Deliver as women's champion? Will it be Grace, Jaida Parker, Guilia, or will Stephanie Vaquer retain the gold? Share your predictions below. Another match was made for WWE NXT Stand and Deliver as Hank and Tank won a gauntlet match to earn a shot at Fraxium with the NXT tag titles on the line. Similar to what fans saw on SmackDown with Bayley and Libre Valkyria, Tank and Hank went the distance and outlasted every other team to earn this title opportunity. This was something of a surprise given that the Belly Boys hadn't won on TV at all in 2025 prior to this week, and now they could be the ones to dethrone Nathan Frazier and Axiom. Hank and Tank have had the crowd behind them for some time despite their struggles to pick up wins, and will that lead to an upset title change this Saturday? Time will tell. And that was this week's episode of NXT, and what did you think of the show? Did it get you excited for Stand and Deliver? Share your thoughts and feedback down in the comments. Back to WrestleMania, and with days before this year's two-night event takes place, WWE is doing what it can to make sure Allegiant Stadium is packed. According to More, a Fox affiliate based in Las Vegas, ticket prices for both nights have dropped approximately 25% from where they were just 1 week ago. This change comes after reports that WWE had expanded its seating for each night to accommodate 54,595 guests, but neither night is currently recognized as a sellout. In the latest figures, Night 1 has distributed around 50,000 tickets, while Night 2, set to be headlined by John Cena and Cody Rhodes, has seen 52,000 tickets distributed. These are still impressive numbers, even if they are lower than what WWE has planned, and it's likely that the ever-increasing prices of tickets have left some fans unable to attend the event. Nevertheless, WrestleMania 41 will be a packed show, and for those who held off on buying tickets, now is a great time to buy seats at a much lower price.